try to empathize with people who are suffering from racism. At least empathize with people who are suffering from discrimination. Empathize means you feel for them, right? You may not live it, but you empathize. And I see this to the men. I counsel kids all the time, and they told us this. If a woman who's been abused by a man physically, she's been raped, she's been done wrong, never say to her, I understand what you're going through. Never. Because you can't understand what she's going through. You can say, I empathize. I feel for you. Because that's the respect that you give. So if somebody's going through racism and you're non-black, you can say, hey, I really don't know what that is, but I empathize for you. That's wrong. Instead of saying, what? Well, and racism that's out there. So when we go through these things and we look, we have to ask them, what are we doing? Are we joining up with something? Are we working with something? Are we saying something? If you're young and you go to school, say something. The other day, my brother asked me, Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, he's the first person who didn't stand for the flag, right? Put the canoe up and everything. He was here, and he came to my academy, and he met with Colin Kaepernick. Y'all know who Colin Kaepernick is? Yeah. Okay. So Colin was and I'm telling you this because I guess I can. Colin was in my office talking, and I was talking to him. I had to ask him a question. I said, with all the death threats, all the negativity and everything, how do you feel about what's going on? His answer is something I would slap all the Muslims doing my heart like this. I just can't understand something we can't understand. He said, I feel free. That means what? Holding it, right? Freedom. And remember, who is the one who's going to stop him? I was saying, do everything, and who is the first person to what? To be martyred Karbala. So who freed himself by doing what? Standing up for righteousness. How this other guy, he's just a football player. They lost the other day, today, good, I don't care, but he's not feel free. Do we feel free? Are we going to do something to free our hearts? I ask Allah to look into our hearts and give us strength. There's in Dua Shabaniya, there's a part where in the Dua it says, oh Allah, I did not stop sinning until you awakened me to your love. Think about it. I didn't stop sinning until you awakened me to your love. And the word in Arabic, it comes from the root word wakada. And wakada, it doesn't mean to awaken. It means to be beaten down, to be incited. Like you gave me this passionate love to make me stop sinning. We ask Allah, give us some type of love and passion that'll stop us not just from sinning, but going out and doing something good. Free ourselves, free our hearts. And inshallah, Allah will open us up to new things. Open us up to what's right. During this month of Muharram, I pray for you, I pray for me. Because to me, this is like, dude, I look for the moon of Muharram like I look for the moon of Ramadan. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when I was a new Muslim, I called one brother from Iraq. I said, hey, I saw the moon. It's Muharram. He's like, Hush, what's wrong with you? I said, I saw the moon. It was the first Muharram. He said, what, you want to kill somebody? I said, no, man, I'm just excited it's Muharram. He's like, you're doing too much. And he killing my high. I can't say it, right? Killing me off, killing my energy, right? I'm like, hey, I want to stay excited. Right? Well, I got a brother, Ali, come here. This brother right here, Ali, I love Ali, right? And since I'm teaching, I can bring people. He has an organization that people are doing stuff. So I'm going to let him say a little something real quick and sign up and do something. If you don't want to sign up with him, start your own thing. I'm a teacher. I don't care. We try to work.
So, assalamu alaikum. It's hard to follow on Brother Hashim's speech, but I just want to inform people centuries have oppressed and contained and brought down black our brothers and sisters, black Americans in this country. And what we want to do is actually come together, actually think about what we can do, because we know it's a moral imperative that we fight for black liberation.
My I saw the flag. I mounted the steed and held tightly the flask. Kicked the horse to go faster. The army came running. I drove towards the stream. The bowmen were strumming. The arrows fell like rain. My blood quenches dirt. But I reached the Furat, and here is my worth. A palm full of water, and in it I see not a reflection of me, but the thirst of my niece. No drops for my tongue, yes, and how could I quench when her thirst couldn't hide? So I filled up the flask, mounted the steed to go back. However, ambush was set, and the devils attacked. First one arm was severed, so then falls the flag. Then my other arm sliced, in my teeth I hold flask. Then came the arrow that destroyed my hope. It pierced the backside and left this man broke. How could I return to my niece with no water, no arms to fetch more, so I fought back, a martyr. Master, broke, forgive me for failing. Leave this body and take me back. Instead, let me last time. But I, bearing witness with life, became a beacon from my eye. My brother, I said, Ya Abbas, Ya Abbas, Ya Abbas, Ya Abbas. It's the day of Ashura. It's the day of widespread panic, security blanket, stay organized like Garvey. Are we prepared to assemble an army? Arm me like a boss with a heart for Hussein. I embrace pain. Bless me with Qasim's body so I stay at peace. With a voice like Asghar, hear me, Zainab, with spear in hand. Let my bench sand, let me love like Saki. You can cut off my head, by God I'll speak. Hussein on my mind, Karbala at my feet. The precedent for presidents was set by Yazid. Foretold in prophecy, I follow the prophet's seed, pledge allegiance to the princes from the prophet's tree. Where innocence die, innocence dies, incense we cry. Intense, on the tents, it was intense. 72 filled body, 22 bodies filled the air with heavenly scent. Is thirst satiated? How could you drink water? When a throat's lacerated, is it so elevated when an arrow, head and body? Not a nightmare illustrated. Sadly, the day of Ashura is still babies emaciated, drone jets, fetuses eradicated, future abbreviated, young seas degraded. Souls are dead. You allow this. The killers of Ahlul Bayt. Truth be told, children should be day by day. Karbala is replicated. Where innocence die, innocence dies. Incense we cry, because in a sense we die when center cries. So when Sakina cries, does this planet die? Descends in chains and lost Arab history's pain. My mind collapses. The flask or to raise the flag, embrace her father, she had to embrace death. To embrace her father. To embrace death. Headless corpse, slip. They take his head as a trophy. Then chain, impaled his skull with a spear, march her through the desert heat. Casualties, corpses, and cadaverity. The caliphate is the consumer, and ignorance is the ruler. The beast's name is Yazid. One crueler. He takes the severed head, calls the child from his prison to torture her as he beats the lips that uttered wisdom. She calls out towards her hands. His countenance she hugs, then dies, a severed head in her lap. To embrace her father, she had to embrace death. She cries out for her father with her dying breath. A person endorse Yazid's banner. Like Mahmoud, does the medicine that cures, does a crooked put lives matter? This is a Bay Area and message residents and 14 Masumin, for whomever I'm the master of, Ali is the master. Imam is a Superman. On the 12th son, Babylon, so he battles on. Sabotage hegemons as they brandish arms. anguish bursts camouflage Messiah of fear he inspires so that Cass Grant or Walter Scott killer Denzel died. Ayana shot pop pop and A-Eli can't wait, don't play and whoa, you can't breathe. Pain eternal, universal, ring globe. His grandmothers were enslaved, spent his whole life incarcerated. His at their days impersonated by racists, they were like Satan, the fated separated ever since then. While the meek have waited, to like child with throat lacerated, Eric Garner chokes and smoke. Bell's life stolen. Walmart coffin offered for John Crawford, a plea on Martin. Black Lives Matter to the 12th Imam. So salawat upon the children of the Holy Fam.
Inshallah, inshallah. يا أمير المؤمنين إليك يا فاطمة الزهراء العالمين يا